Hello, Scrappy friends, and welcome to a journey through the national parks. If you saw the thumbnail for this video, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm starting a new series today that I am going to document my oldest daughter's journey as she has gone to over 40 of the national parks in the United States. To get me ready for this, I have been pulling aside some papers and some past collections that I had, pulling from my stash and creating what I'm going to call my kit. You're going to hear me refer to this throughout this video series because even when I find an odd pair of hiking boots on a sticker sheet, I would probably throw that into my kit. A tree that I'm not going to use from a kit, I will throw into this kit. So this kit has been growing because I knew I was going to be doing this. So it has been growing into a nice size collection, and I'm going to show you the pieces that I'm going to be using just to give you some ideas if you want to create national park layouts as well. So the first one I have here on my desk is the Leave Nothing Behind. This was one of Creative Memories' latest outdoor collections, and it was geared toward the national parks. So I had this collection before, and I have used it for a lot of outdoor layouts. I don't have any left, or at least very minimal pieces of paper. So I went ahead and I got two new paper packs. There were two with this, and I think only bits and pieces of this are still available. And that, in fact, that's going to be the case with a lot of the collections I pulled into this kit. And I'm really looking forward to what Creative Memories is going to put out for their outdoor collection this year, because I'm sure that will be added here as well. The Leave Nothing Behind features different sceneries from the national parks. There's a regular paper pack and a textured paper pack. So these are going to be very handy to document this journey. This time I went ahead and I got some Fast to Fab pages as well. So if you're not familiar with these are pre-designed pages where I could just add photos and or a few punch outs and my page would be done. The reason I went with this is because for my daughter, she wants it to be very photo heavy. So a lot of my layouts you're going to see, I'm going to be trying to get in a lot of photos. You're going to see 2 to 3 double page layouts per park because she's just really wants a lot of photos. I'm okay with that. I plan on this being a couple volumes worth of creating and documenting, so I am okay with that, but that's why I went ahead and got these so I could whip out some quick, easy pages. So you'll see here she put together a whole list, the year and then what park she visited, and if there was any specific highlight of that park. Okay, so this is going to really help me. I am going to go in chronological order. Stay tuned because I'm going to do the first page, and you'll see here the first time we went to a national park was 2006, and then in 2014 we went back again as a family. I'm not going to start with 2006 because she just picked out the photos from that and I don't have those printed yet. So today I'm going to jump right into 2014 and do a page for that. But anyway, I wanted to point out that, yeah, we did do some planning with this so that I would have some kind of direction as to where I'm going. Putting a kit together like this really helps me because I've had this box set aside for a while. In fact, I've even put a couple of layouts in here that I've done some base pages for recently, and I thought this would be perfect for her album, so I put them aside. This was the collection I work from whenever I'm doing a camping layout. I pull from this folder right here. So this has everything in here, even pieces that come from random collections that I'm finishing. I've just been tucking in here. And I should have mentioned with the Leave Nothing Behind, I did not get new embellishments because I didn't feel like those necessarily would fit into what I want to do this time. And I do have some leftovers. So you'll see here miscellaneous leftovers from lots of different collections and even some enamel pieces. I just keep everything in here. You'll see that I even put a list of some punches that I might want to incorporate into this. This all I did before, not for her album. And so I'm just going to show you through. I have some setup camp in here. Again, some Leave Nothing Behind. And I went through my stash and pulled out all my vintage Creative Memories. And then I have just some random papers and some stickers and some more stash items in here. So I have a lot in here to choose from, and this is what I keep on my shelf. and ready to go whenever I want to do an outdoor layout. This is the first thing I come to. So this obviously went into the box. And then I went through and I pulled out some other collections. I went to see like, what do I have in the Life on the Lake? Because this collection has a lot of outdoorsy types papers, and that would be perfect for camping and or national parks. And so she did a lot of camping. We're going to see a ton of camping. And so I just put this in here, random stickers that people give you. I just kind of kept all this together. What I have left of it, I don't have much left of this either. I think that these will be perfect. So I have the stickers, miscellaneous pieces of paper. Then I have even more miscellaneous things. Like I said, as I was finding things, I just put them in. I love this. Anything that had like nature on it, I would put in here. And this one was perfect. A border I had made for probably a video or a card. So these are just all random bits and pieces here. More things from my stash like this. This came from a collection that had some hiking boots, and I knew that I would better use them over here. And then I went into Seas Please, because I felt like there was a lot in the Seas Please, even though it was meant for cruising. There is a lot of things that could be done for national parks. So she hasn't done the ones in Alaska yet, so I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what I could use these on, but you can see they're perfect for any of the national parks, not just Alaskan ones. And again, I pulled out map cards. This is going to, every page I want to leave her a nice area to do some journaling. I'll be leaving all those blank and letting her fill it in. But even the sticker sheet, there were several that could be great for national parks. So I pulled out the sticker sheets, and then some of these I'll just put back in with the collection when I'm finished. And then these are the random pieces that I pulled. That would be great. And then this one is perfect. This is another fast to fab type page. A couple of those. And then the last thing I pulled in was this laser cut page, we call this, and this one was from National Scrapbook Day in 2023, and this is going to make an easy page for me one day, so I put that in here. So this is all the things that I have put in my kit so far. Whew. I think this is going to be great, and I can't wait. I'm on no timeline to get this done. I know this is going to be several volumes between you and me. I would like to have the first volume done maybe by Christmas next year, so I can give her at least the first volume. So let me clean this up, and we are going to do a layout. Let's do a quick 2-page layout, and for that layout today I'm going to use 2 pieces of this camping paper. I am going to create like a band effect across the 2 pages because, like I mentioned, I have a lot of photos here that I want to get documented, and I'm going to need a big area to house those photos. So I'm going to cut this down to about an 8.5-inch band, and then on both of these, and then I'll bring in this wood grain at the top and possibly do some paper tearing. Not sure which side of the paper I'm going to use right now, but I am leaning toward the darker tree rings to for that. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to build all that up onto some white cardstock. Okay, so here's where we're at with the 8.5 by 12-inch band running across the page like that. Now for the paper tearing, I'll bring in this wood grain. And I wanted to mention though, like the back side of the camping paper was this cute little pink design. Now I didn't really get into the whole pink part of the Setup Camp collection, but the point I wanted to point out is if you liked the back sides of the paper and you wanted to use that, then I would paper tear this. But since I don't want to incorporate pink onto this layout, then that's why I picked the wood grain. But great technique. Take 2 pieces of paper, cut them, and then use those scraps for paper tearing. Okay, so not much of this is going to show. I plan on putting 2 small strips at the top, 2 small strips at the bottom, and each one will be approximately 1/2 inch. I'm just going to start tearing over here about 1/2 inch in or so. Maybe I'll give myself a little extra room for some tucking. So as I was doing that, you saw I tore that and I thought, why am I not bringing in my tearing tool? Let's give this thing a try. So the idea is to hold it in place and then just rip the paper. So I'm going to try this out and see if I like it. Let me go ahead and start it. I think that's going to help me here. This is a Creative Memories tearing tool, and this is no longer available either. I think I might have one of these on my website left. I'm not sure. That made it a lot more easy and a lot more uniform. So if you wanted to go for a different look, then maybe that wouldn't be what you would want. But it's cute. Give this a 1/2 inch cut. That way I have 2 pieces already. And then I'll just repeat the process. So my ideas with this is to tuck it in like this. Then bring in a second piece and tuck it in at the top above this one. There, so that's my idea, to have just that torn paper. I might come through here and rough this up a little bit more with my fingernail just to give it more of a texture. And I'm gonna have that at the top, and then I'll take these 2 and put them down here at the bottom as well. So now I also kind of want to take a peek at, do I like the other side better? I do. I think I like this barky look better, because when it was a full sheet, I wasn't too sure I liked it, but I do like this shade a lot better. So I think I'm going to flip it over to this side at the top and the bottom, and I do need to make another set of these for the second page, so I'll do that off camera and I'll be right back with everything adhered down. Okay, here we go. This is the page so far. I have that big band here in the middle and the torn paper up here at the top. It's 2 layers, and I tried to come back in and rough this up a little bit. In person, I think it kind of pops out a little bit more, but I love how it turned out. I have the bark side of that paper up instead of the tree rings, and I think so far it's looking great. So let me go ahead and bring in my photos and kind of give you an idea of where I'm going with this page. So I have, I think, 8 photos here, and I've already trimmed them down, and I'm going to put 3 verticals right over here on this side. Oops, let's kind of change these around a little bit. The one in the center will be probably the most straight, and then I'll tilt the ones off to the side. I trimmed these down just a tad. I went 5.5 by 3 3/4. I wanted to leave a little bit more of the background in each one. Over here, I just want to get 5 snapshots in. This is my biggest one. I wrote on the back here, it's 3.5 by 4.5. I'm gonna put that one right about there. And then this was the next biggest one that I did 3.5 by 4. And I'm gonna have that one next to that. And then down here, I have trimmed down some of these other snapshots that she had, and I'm just going to kind of place them whimsical across the bottom like that and kind of tilt each one to kind of match my tilt over here. If you're wondering, this one is 3.5 by 4. The middle one here is a 3.5 inch square, and then the small one here, I'm going to actually do that, is a 3 by 3 square. So that's how I would manage to get so many photos on this page. I had to trim them down. So I'm kind of looking at these, wondering if I should mat them. Let me bring in a piece of white cardstock. It's a little bit, I would just do a really thin mat around each one. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring in some white, and then I'll mat each one of these. There we go. Everything is matted and actually adhered down. I went ahead and adhered everything down. I knew I wanted it like this, so I went ahead and got those adhered while I was away matting. Now I want to talk about the title and the journaling area. This one, I'm going to do a pretty big title. I'm going to scoot this down just a tad. It's going to go across here because I want to bring in some of these gorgeous new die cut letters that we just got from Creative Memories. This came with the 3 by 3 inch sort and stash binder refill pages, and so I wanted to get these on this layout because I feel like I have the room for it. What I want this one to say is, they're going to come right up here, and it's going to say the river and the rock. because this trip was all about those two things. See, the first time we went to Yosemite, the kids were small and they spent most of their time in the river, playing in the river. I don't know how kids do it. It's freezing cold. And this time when we went to Yosemite, my daughter climbed Half Dome for the first time. So you see her here. The following pages after this will be more just on the hike itself. So we have Half Dome here, and then you also see all these beautiful rock formations throughout these photos. So I want this title to say The River and the Rock, because that's what kept them busy the whole time, climbing in those rocks and those hills and swimming in this gorgeous, gorgeous river. So I'm going to come back in and I'm going to put the word, I have this word, and I'm going to use these little mini ABC stickers to write the word the. So it'll say the river and the rock. So I wanted to put that in first so you kind of see where I'm going with this. So my title is big and it's at the top, but you can see I still have plenty of room. And then I just going to have a little journaling spot. I think we're going to have probably 3 pages on this trip. Okay, so my journaling spot's going to go somewhere around here at the bottom. I may move that ever so slightly. After that, we are ready to do some embellishments. But before I do that, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you to please go ahead and click that like button. Anytime you do that, you know it helps to spread my content throughout YouTube. I'm still getting super close to that 3,000 subscriber count, and I can't wait to get there. So thank you for doing that. And just like it because you love national parks. Okay, so let's get on back here and get to our embellishing, because we are actually almost done with this. I'm going to embellish here, here, and then over here. Haven't decided about this area yet. I might come back and put a couple things up there. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to embellish right here next to my title. To start off, I'm going to bring in a little tree. I'm going to have the word the right here, so I want to be careful. The tree right now is on a sticker sheet, but I'll take that off. Maybe I can tuck it in if I don't want the whole thing showing. Then I'm going to bring in this cute little badge that says Raccoon Camping Club. I just like the little critter. I wanted to get some critters on this page, so I'll probably do something like that. I need to scoot it over a little. It's getting really close to my title. Another little badge that just has a little camera, because these are all just snapshots. And in fact, I think I'll pop that up onto some foam. And I love the blue color of this. It goes really well with the paper. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe pull this out just a tad so we can see a little bit of the letters. We don't need to read the whole thing. I think we'll understand what it says. I may come back and put a couple finishing touches right there. Down here, I've just pulled a few things out from the kit that I showed you. I had this cute little ring. It kind of almost looks like the little floaties that they're in. So I thought that would be kind of cute if we can build something around there. Another little raccoon critter to kind of match what we have up there. Probably put it right here. He might need a little bit of foam too to help stabilize that. And then this little kind of compassy kind of sign. It's cute. I like the trees. I like the circle. And I think, let's see, let's tuck it maybe like that under the raccoon, but over the circle. So yeah, I love this cluster area, so I'm kind of keeping them a little on the smaller side, but there's a lot of dimension going on with the foam and the enamel ring and stuff, so I like it. So over here next to my journaling area, I want to bring in a little oval, again from my stash. I just went into my little cluster base box. Know how high up I want to go. Come over here a little bit so it's not touching that picture so much. Go like that. Tuck it underneath the journaling box. There we go. And then for this area, I thought it would be cute to bring in these little sprigs. This came off of the same enamel sheet that the rings came off of. And I think what I want to do here is kind of cover up some of this sharpness here with that enamel. And then I have this cute camera. This is just a little piece of very thin chipboard. I think I'm going to need to raise this up onto some foam tape and then bring it in right around here. So there we go. I like it because it shows a little bit of the green all the way around, and I like the two tones. The only thing I'm thinking of now is I have this cute bear, and since we are in California, it has those trees. I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring it in here. I'm thinking up here, but I'm not sure because he's facing that way, so he does need to be on this page in my opinion. And I think it's just too cluttery down here. So I'm going to put it up here and see if I like that. But for now, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let me go ahead and get all this adhered down. This page is coming together so quickly. I'm going to come back with just a few finishing touches, okay? Hold on. Everything is adhered down. I love it. It's so super simple, and I'm just gonna love that this is my first 2 pages in the album. A few finishing touches. I do want to bring in the year, and it was 2014, and I think what I'm gonna do is bring it right over here to where the camera is. This is the same color that I used up here. By the way, that's how my title came out. I love it. The river and the rock, and I think she's gonna love it. Let's put that one right there. We need a 1. Like I said, all of these layouts will have the date on them. 14, there we go, 2014. I have these little trees, and I'm thinking I want to add another tree up here by this tree. Yeah, actually, that looks pretty good. I love it. Kind of like to keep my things in odd numbers. Let's see if I could bring in this little sprig to match that. See if we can bring that somewhere. Maybe it needs to come like this. Yeah, I like that. It looks like it's pointing down into the layout. Down here, this is where this was actually in the middle of that when it was on the paper. Oh, I like that. I'm going to keep that there. And it's just something, it's kind of almost see-through, but I like it because it's just a little pop of a tree when you're looking closely at that. I really like that. Oh, I think I'm liking every other area. The last thing I want to bring in is I have these little tiny word stickers. This is just an old book I've had. It's a Tim Holtz book. Has lots of little words. This is where my addiction to small little words started, and it has this word journey right here, and I thought that's cute because of the title of our series is Journey Through the National Parks. So this is kind of definitely one of those trips that started her journey, and so I'm going to put that right there. I like it. Well, that's my layout. So you saw my kit that I'll be pulling from and my first layout. I'm so excited to have this first layout done. And I hope that you come back and follow along with this series. Like I said, I don't have a plan as to how many I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop them in every once in a while. So I hope you're on the lookout for that. Let me know how many national parks that you have been to. I'm curious. I know there's a lot of people out there that travel to these national parks. I've been to a handful. I'm trying to I don't even know my number, maybe 6. And I've scrapped a lot of that already, so I'm so excited to be scrapping this for my daughter. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.